Hello, this is Tomlin from TomlinHarmonicaLessons.com, and in this week's lesson I am going to talk about one of the most important and also one of the hardest things to get right at the beginning, which is how to play single notes on the harmonica, okay? But before I do that, if you want to support the channel, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell icon next to the subscribe button. That means you'll get notified when I upload a new lesson. Okay, so how to play clean single notes. For this lesson, you'll need a harmonica in the key of C major, 10-hole diatonic. And let's talk about why it's important to be able to play the clean single notes first of all. So at the beginning, when you start playing, most people tend to do something like this. It doesn't sound very nice. They think they're playing clean notes, but they're not. What they're actually doing is when they're focusing on one hole in their mind, they're actually playing a little bit of the hole to the left and a little bit of the hole to the right. And the reason for that is that they are not isolating the one hole that they need to be able to play. So playing clean notes will make the melody a lot clearer, but it also means that as you go further down your blues harmonica journey, you'll find it a lot easier to do a lot of the really interesting techniques that probably got you excited about blues harmonica in the first place. Things like bending, things like warbling, things like vibrato. There are so many. So playing clean single notes is really essential, and it will be difficult. Some of you will get it really, really easily, but that's very, very unusual. Most people take some time getting clean single notes. So don't worry if you're one of those people. I was one of those people. It does take time. So how do we play clean single notes? I tend to teach people to do something called lip pursing. There's another way to play clean single notes called tongue blocking, which I will talk about in future lessons. But for now, lip pursing I think is the best way for beginners to get started. I'm a very strong advocate of that. And all it involves is making your mouth small enough to isolate one hole on the harmonica. So you're making a whistling shape, like that. And you'll notice that I'm making sure that my lips are nice and fat. I'm not really pursing them like that. I'm not doing old maid's lips, as Adam Gusso would say. I am doing nice big fat lips. And that really enables me to get a nice rich tone and a good connection with the harmonica. That's really, really important. You're trying to make a very strong seal between your mouth and the harmonica. And the stronger that seal is, the better the tone will be. And that's really important. So, whistling shape, and I'm playing a 4-blow there. Now if you feel that you're doing a whistling shape but you're getting this, you might still have the right mouth shape, but you haven't necessarily centered the harmonica in the right place. So if you hear that, then try just moving it slightly from side to side. Until you find that sweet spot. Because it's really important that your harmonica is in the right position as well as your lips being in the right position. If you're really struggling to get that kind of tight mouth shape, then what I suggest you do is you go from the other extreme and have your mouth way too wide. Put the harmonica really deep in your mouth, as if you're trying to eat it. Imagine it's corn on the cob. And push your lips out until you hear a single note. And when you don't hear anything else, that's the perfect position. And really try not to get to a stage where you're pushing the harmonica right out and you're barely making contact. We don't share harmonicas with other people because we get so intimate with our own harmonicas. Remember, you need to be intimate with your harmonica. Okay? So that's the first step, is the challenge of just isolating a hole. The next thing is being able to do a draw note like that, which is a little bit harder. So really, really make sure that you are breathing naturally rather than sucking. So if I do exactly the same thing, the right mouth shape, but I suck rather than breathe naturally, it's going to sound a bit weird. Not very nice. So nice, light, natural breath. And I promise you, it's a lot lighter than you can even begin to imagine. It's so, so gentle. It's a whisper of air, okay? So that's the first step, is getting blow notes and draw notes nice and clean on one hole. And then the next challenge will be moving up the harmonica and changing position. So the way a lot of people tend to do this is they tend to move their head, and that's not a great way to get accuracy. Instead, you need to move your harmonica with your hands. And the reason for that is that it enables you to keep your harmonica parallel to your mouth, and that's absolutely essential. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a little bit of something called the C major scale. Starts on the 4 blow, and it goes up 4 blow, 4 draw, 5 blow, 5 draw, 6 blow. We'll stop at the 6 blow. It goes a bit further than that, but just to get the idea. So. Okay, so making sure that I'm moving from side to side, I'm not moving my head. So let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so don't worry if you're getting this. Remember, that means that either your mouth shape isn't tight enough or your harmonica's not quite centered. So if you hear that, don't worry about it. It's totally normal. Everyone goes through this, but just think, right, is my mouth tight enough? If yes, am I centered? And every time you start playing through just those handful of notes, just ask yourself, am I starting in the best possible position? Because it's all about starting in the best possible position. If your first note isn't nice and clean, then the other ones aren't going to magically become clean. So start clean and keep reminding yourself. And right now it's going to feel like such an uphill struggle. You're going to have to remind yourself every time you pick up the instrument. But the more you do it, the more it will become a habit, and then you'll just naturally play clean notes every time you want to. Okay? Brilliant. So if you want to have a little bit more in-depth guidance with your kind of beginnings of your harmonica journey, then check out my completely free 4-week foundations course for absolute beginners. And all you need to do is look at the link in the description below, and that'll take you to the page where you can get started with that. Okay? Before you do that, if you've enjoyed this lesson, then please give me a thumbs up by hitting the like button below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the little bell icon next to it so you'll be notified every time I upload a new harmonica lesson, which is every Wednesday. All right, take it easy. Happy harping.